If you are a law student watching this video, one of the legal courses you are going to encounter as far as Nigerian legal jurisprudence is concerned is what? Legal system. For university in Nigeria, this very course is offered in second year. For others, the course is offered alongside with legal method. In today's video, I'm going to help you to assist you with the understanding of everything you are going to know when we talk about the introduction to the Nigerian legal system. The reason being that most students often complain of their ability to differentiate legal system from legal method. In fact, I'm making this video based on requests of my subscribers who told me they want clarification as per legal method and legal system. That's why I've decided to do this video. If I'm a kind of person finding it difficult to truly understand what I'm going to know, what I'm going to read, as far as legal system is concerned, and per se, how am I going to juxtapose it with legal method? Because differentiation is always key whenever you are offering legal method. Welcome, my name is Kingsley Ifeanyichukwu Omein. I'm currently a 400 level law student, and what I do on this channel you are looking at now is to help students, especially law students, in the challenges of becoming tomorrow lawyer. In case you are interested in receiving video updates every Wednesday and Saturday that dissect law, that explains law, you can consider subscribing and turning the notification on so that when we post a video, you will be the first people to receive it and watch it and see how that helps you. Having said that, I won't like to waste much time on this because this is a very interesting aspect of law. In fact, legal system happened to be one of my most easygoing course. The course was very easy to me, even though I don't have the passion for it. Probably my reason of not admiring the course could have emanated from the fact that I offered legal method in my year one, and based on the relationship that existed between legal method and legal system, I was not finding it fascinating because me, I often admire things that are trying to expose me to what I don't know before. That's why I admired constitutional law more than any other course in my second year. That's a story. Now, when we talk about legal system, I want you to listen to me and listen attentively. When we talk about legal system for first semester, the puzzle we are trying to solve here is to understand the relationship that exists in our legal system. The course is going to introduce you to the rudiments of Nigerian legal system. And when we talk about legal system in its contextual word analysis, we are referring to what? Legal pertaining to law, referring to then the particular law that governs a particular place. We talk about system. System in this case then boils down to what? The framework. Then look at the name, legal system. In other words, it means law framework or legal framework that concerns what? We then qualify it with the word Nigeria. You can say Nigerian legal system. You can say Ghana legal system. We can say English legal system. We are restricting our understanding as far as legal system is concerned to the rudiments of Nigerian law. For Nigerian watching this video, this very video is for you. This course is the only course that have variation, unlike contract law. Contract law is so universal that any common law country is what? Offering that very course. But when you talk about legal system, in other words, Nigerian legal system, we are trying to dissect Nigerian law. We are trying to understand the framework that governs what? Nigerian law. That is the difference. But if you talk about Ghana legal system for Ghana, you must qualify it with what? Ghana system, Kenyan legal system. Well, this one is what? Nigerian legal system. That is to tell you that everything you are going to come across, as far as this course is concerned, has everything to do with what? Nigerian workings. Even if English law will be applied, it will just to juxtapose it to what happens in another jurisdiction. That is the clearest way I want you to understand this course. Now, I want to make a point of differentiation. When we are talking about legal system and legal method, there are variations that exist between the two. They are not synonymous. Neither are they conterminous. They are two different courses with different scheme of work, although they are clearly related. I will tell you the difference. I will tell you the relationship. If you talk about legal method and legal system, first, legal method has everything to do with all laws that you are going to study. In legal method, you are going to find what? Legal system. In legal method, you are going to find what? Element of contract law. Legal method is basically going to introduce you to, just see legal method as a strict jacket of all laws you are going to offer, but in a very elementary distinction. It is through legal method you are going to know terms legal terms, plaintiff, defendant. Through legal method, you are going to know sources of law. But other course, it's just like primary school, secondary school, university. If you come to primary school, you are going to know everything. You should be studying everything: primary science, agri science, and so many other subjects you are studying in primary school. Creative reasoning, verbal reasoning. If you come to secondary school, they will narrow it down, especially as you get to SS1, SS2, SS3. You will then pick a particular area, art or science. If you then come to university, you are going to restrict again to pick one particular area in arts. If you are done with your degree, you are going to come again for your masters and whatever you are doing again to pick not just now law, but to pick either intellectual property law, what professorship is all about. You are going to pick and narrow down until you get to a particular area you will profess. That is how you then get the name professor. Because you are now professing on intellectual law. You are now a guru on intellectual law. So the higher you go, the more restricted it becomes. This is what this course is all about. Legal method is like primary school, secondary school. You are learning everything about law. You are learning everything about law. But when you come to what? Second year, or depending on the school you are offering the course, some offer it in year one, like I said. But legal system become then a strict, narrowed principles of legal method. In this case, you are not just dissecting what nature of law in its holistic perspective. You are not just what defining law in its holistic perspective. You are defining it as concern what Nigerian legal system. I hope you are making a point. This is what legal system is all about. Now, without further ado, we move to what you are required to know as far as first semester is concerned. You know, you must know something now. First semester, you must punctuate on something. So let me help you by giving you something you are going to work with as far as first semester is concerned. And this thing has its roots in what is obtainable in all scheme of work and what I offered. So I'm an authority here. Listen to me. One is the idea of Nigerian legal system. As far as first semester is concerned, you are going to know the idea behind Nigeria. This seems to be like a preamble, just like opening textbook to read the preface. That is what this one is all about. You are going to know everything about Nigerian law, the idea of Nigerian system, how the machinery of justice works. You are going to encounter something like, administrations of law, how it connects to the arms of government. Just basically a preface to Nigerian legal system, or a preface to the rudiment of the working of Nigerian law. From there, you proceed immediately to what the second thing you are going to know, which is nature of law. Natures and function of law. Under this heading, you are going to know law again. Remember, we talk about definition of law in legal method. But here, we are going to narrow it down a little as far as Nigerian legal system is concerned, to know the meaning of law, and also from the various perspectives of authors and erudites in the field. From there, you move to nature of law. Nature of law has everything to do with what? Theories of law. Because remember, I told you, for them that started with me in my legal method, introduction to legal method, which you can watch if you are seeing a person in year one, I told you that law lacked universal definitions. And because of the, universality, absence of universality of definitions of law, various theories were developed to expound the law. You are going to know it. That's what we mean when we say nature of law. Here we have natural theory of law, positive theory of law, magic theory of law, realism theory of law, historical theory of law, sociology theory of law, and so many other theories of law. The beautiful thing is that this channel you are watching, we have made a video that has everything to explain in the whole theories of law. So I encourage you, after you are done, go to the description box, or after you are done, I'm going to show you a video you are going to watch that will lead you there. And now, we then talk about classifications of law. Remember, still in legal method, you have done classifications of law. But the beautiful things, like I told you about legal system, is that it's now narrowing it down. So under this one, we are going to know classifications of law, not just you are passing. There are difference between you are passing along the way and you are going to somebody's house. So in legal system, you're no longer passing. You must know classifications of law in its detailed analysis. That is what you are going to know. And I have made a video that discusses classifications of law. I will still link it up here. From there, you move to what? The main heartbeat of legal system, which is what? Sources of Nigerian law. Remember, I told you that this course has everything to do with what? Nigerian legal system. That is the name. Because of that, you are going to know sources of Nigerian law. You are going to know how Nigerian law started from a historical perspective. And then, what are the sources? What are the things that forms our law? That is what you are required to know here. Under here, you are going to know what? English systems of law and sources of our law. Statutory of general applications, how the British colonized us, the legacies they left for us as far as our law is concerned. From there, you talk about the customary law, you talk about the statute law, you talk about the case law, judicial precedents, and all those whatnot. You also talk about the common law and equity. Remember, common law and equity is something you have also touched on in your legal method. But here, you are critically going to dissect and escalate where necessary as regards to equity and common law. The beautiful thing is that I have you covered already. I've made a video. Everything you're looking for as a law student is here in this channel. It's just you that don't want to make use of what you have. How I wish I had the privilege of having somebody to tutor me like this. I would have burned my data watching it. By now, anything worth more than first class would have been my portion. We then talk about reception and application of English law as far as this heading is concerned. Under here, you are going to know to what extent are English law binding on us. Remember, we are one time former colonies of the Britain, and we didn't do away in total with the law and legacy they left for us. We recommended and we accepted some that will suit us. That is what we mean when we say reception of English law. But not all law we are accepted. Not all law we are accepted. We are going to then know that one that binds us and that one that doesn't bind us. The emphasis is that when you are citing the one that doesn't bind us, the court is not bound to apply it. Rather, they are bound to, to take the persuasive nature of it, but not to apply it. If somebody cites local legislation, the local legislation or local law will supersede. That is the decisions of the court in the case of Fawomi and Abacha, where the court have obviously held that English law shall only be binding to Nigerian court when our law are silent. But when they are not silent, our local law is bound to supersede. That's why contract law, you can cite English cases and still win your case, because most of our laws are still silent on contract law. This is everything you are going to know as far as first semester is concerned. Remember, we have made a lot of video that discusses all this thing like I pointed out. I encourage you to click this video above and I will see you there. Let's continue this video from there and help you to expand your legal knowledge. King's Advocate is rooting for you. If you have not liked the video, like and subscribe before you go there. Thank you. I remember.